my question. So my question is like, so you're obviously like a professional political pundit. You've had years of training. You know, you have all this money worth of resources behind you. You have a PR team. You got security here. So like, why do you, as like a professional pundit, think it's fair to come to college campuses and debate like college freshmen? Like, doesn't that seem like kind of unfair to you?
Well, hold on. I mean, let's stop talking down to college kids. I'm talking to voters, right? This audience will determine the future of America.
Well, yeah.
And as you could see with my first dialogue, I'm not here to be adversarial. We disagreed. I let him have his points in. And as far as the fair standpoint, I have no notes. You can go bring a professor. Why don't you go bring a professor and bring him up to the mic?
Okay. Well, okay.
Why don't you go find 5 professors that have PhDs? I didn't go to college. That's a fair fight, right? By the way, you guys are in college. I graduated high school.
Okay. I mean, like, you come here, you say, this is not adversarial, but, I mean, on the text message you sent out, it says, come to the debate. You have this sign that says, prove me wrong. It seems like you like, want this, like, debate to happen so you can put it on YouTube and upload a clip of you dunking on the libs or whatever, dude. It seems like a grift is what it seems like to me.
Okay, but hold on a second. Don't you agree that more speech, not less speech, is better for a free society?
Sure, I agree with that, yeah. But I would agree that, like, on this basis, it just seems like it's like disparate levels of like resources. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem to me. It seems like kind of disingenuous in you coming here because it seems like you don't really like want to have this debate. You just want to like dunk on people, bro.
Well, let me see. I mean, so you're trying to play into my intentions, though. So why am I here? I'm here to support our Turning Point chapter. I'm here to help Tim Sheehy to defeat John Tester, as I said, which there's a lot of support for that. And we're going to have dialogue and disagreement. And yes, I've been doing this for quite a while, but you could also go phone a friend. Go bring 10 libs. You can all have your phones, and you could debate me, and I'll have no notes, and we'll see who wins. In fact, I just debated 25 college kids by myself, and actually went pretty well. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what your point is here. This is a free speech event. You could bring whoever you want. And also, you don't have to come up to the mic.
I was just asking you, dude. Like.
Yeah, and that's it. So if there's a point of disagreement, we can do that. But last thing I'll say is this, is don't think so low of college kids. You might, I don't. This audience will determine the future of Western civilization. And this audience might be drafted into a world war. This audience is being used as pawns by people like John Tester and Kamala Harris to put their radical agenda. It's time that we start talking to the next generation, not talking down to the next generation. And that's what we're doing.
Hey, Charlie Kirk doing the Lord's work, bro. You see the clip? I had to show that clip. I had to show that clip in its entirety because I'm tired of this narrative of people treating college students like children. Last time I checked, you can go die in a war. Last time I checked, you can live by yourself. You can pull out loans worth half a, 6-figure loans, right? You can start a business at 18. You could do all this adult stuff. Yet I'm supposed to sit here and act like you're a child. Oh, it's unfair that you can debate. How is it unfair when 2 adults debate? Right? It makes no argument. Like it's so funny. And then I love the fact that Charlie Kirk listed out his credentials. He's like, yo, I only have a high school diploma. You're going to college. Right? And it didn't always start off like that for Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk has been doing these things even before he was funded by other people. He got funded because he's so good at outreach. He's so good with engagement. And this is why I think we need to stop treating college students like children. Because at the end of the day, if college students want to present themselves as children, they should not be allowed to vote. And this is why I think the voting age should increase. I'm being serious now. Increase it to 25. Who knows? I don't care. It can't be college kids' age. Because the ideal is that I'm in college. I'm a kid. I'm a freshman. What are you doing debating freshmen? But your ass is going to go vote. You're going to cancel out my vote based on your ignorant, naive view of the world. And when you want to get pushed, when I want to give pushback, when I want to talk to you, you're going to say, I'm a kid. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing enough to vote. Make it make sense. And you wonder why I say the Democrats have a monopoly on the ignorant vote. You wonder why I say that Democrats and leftists do not like critical thinkers. Because when you think critically, nothing that the Democrats say make actual sense. In appearance, it may look like it makes sense, but when you look into the results and the outcomes, you see it's just superficial garbage. It's just meant for them to look good, not actually do good or be good. But I digress. I want to show off this clip that I found of Charlie Kirk debating a college student who says that Donald Trump is a liar, and it kind of exemplifies the fact of how naive many of these college students are. So let's take a look.
But for the political debate, so the majority of what Trump was, the statements he was saying, were majority lies compared to Harris. And the reason I researched it. I researched it on politifact.com. So what do you think? Why do you think that like people should vote for Trump if the majority of stuff that comes out of his mouth is lies?
Well, again, let's just take one for example. They were fact checking him with fake stuff last night, and
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the idea that I want to trust this is one thing with fact checks. Fact checks are only supposed to get is only really giving the appearance of something factual. Like I said, fact check to me is referencing that a fact or data point actually exists. That's the reality of a fact check. Because end of the day, my stance is data does not prove a narrative. Data only proves a result, the result of something. And you have to pinpoint what caused that result. And that is what is debatable. Because you can craft narratives about everything, right? The facts don't say what you think it says. It's a saying for a reason. Because anyone can interpret anything. I can say the same words and someone can interpret what I have to say on this video as hateful, violent rhetoric. And someone can say, yo, Kenny, you're making logical, good points here. It's all based on perspective here. And this is the argument that I think this is the problem that many college students in these left-wing organizations, many of the professors, many of the faculties are leftists, Democrat, liberals. These are the kind of mental conditionings they're conditioning the minds of these young kids. And then they're sitting here when they hear a perspective that's different from their echo chamber, because college is an echo chamber. College is a liberal echo chamber. Prove me wrong. And they get Charlie Kirk, they think, oh, he's saying lies. Oh, Donald Trump's saying lies because you've been conditioned to respond that way. 87% of the media covers Donald Trump negatively. 87% of the news negative on Donald Trump, and 89% of the news is positive towards Kamala Harris. In an institution that is overwhelmingly dominated, or at least has more liberals in it than conservatives, Republicans in it, you don't think something's sus about that? But I went on PolitiFacts, and it said that everything Donald Trump said is false. No. Fact checks in this modern age, in our modern political times, merely means to cast doubt on assertions made by your opposition. That is it. That is the reality. I digress.
And so you can't trust PolitiFact. For example, they said nowhere in the country is late-term abortion legal. That's not true. In 9 states, late-term abortion is legal, right? And so they weren't even fact-checking it correctly. And so Donald Trump might not be as precise on the facts as you and I would like. For example, he said the governor of West Virginia said you could deliver a baby, make the baby comfortable, and the baby. They call that a lie. He's the governor of Virginia. Okay, West Virginia, Virginia. Is that a lie, or is that just memory recall?
I think it's just depending on how he says it. It comes off and sometimes it comes off the ways just way radical, too far out.
But let's focus less on the rhetoric. When he was president, was he radical?
Well, for example, like "Make America Great Again," that was a term that he took off from Adolf Hitler.
Lie. Naive. Anyone who experienced a Reagan presidency would tell you, no, Donald Trump got it from Reagan. Ronald Reagan. Donald Trump got "Make America Great Again" from Ronald Reagan. Go look it up right now, leftists. Go look it up right now, college student. Like, come on. You believe anything these media people tell you, huh? And this is how the media lose credibility with me. Because I will do my research. Oh, my God, did he really get it from Adolf Hitler? And I see Ronald Reagan. So Donald Trump, patriotic man, seems to love this country a lot, seems to have reverence for our history and our way of life. Am I more likely to believe that he got "Make America Great Again" from Ronald Reagan or Adolf Hitler? Make it make sense. But then when you get criticized, when you get pushback from Charlie Kirk, I'm just a college kid, find all kinds of excuses for you to say ignorant. All he told Donald Trump, this is the funny part. All you college students are showing is reasons why, justifying why many people believe that the voting age should be higher. Because many of you are not expressing yourselves good in these videos. And instead of taking ownership of that and say, hey, I made a pretty bad point. I made a very ageist point. No, I'm going to blame Donald Trump. I'm going to blame Charlie Kirk. I'm going to blame, oh, you have more resources than me. You have years of media training. All Charlie Kirk did is start like how I started. I don't have any media training. I'm just very well spoken because growing up, I was just a gifted speaker. I debated a lot of things like sports. Sports, if you want to get good at debating, be a sports fan. Who's a better player, Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James? I debated out a lot with my brothers, and this is why I'm good at debates because I use metrics, evidence to back up my points. And because of the fact that I was into sports at a young age and it helped develop my debate skills, now you're going to claim that's unfair when you had the same opportunity, you had the same 24 hours as I did to gain those skills. But what you use your time on? Playing video games, listening to your left-wing professors, effing around on TikTok. You chose to waste your time doing that, and I chose to I choose to spend my time doing this, getting good at speaking, studying up, learning, as you see the books behind me, reading Thomas Sowell. I use my time wisely, and then when me and you get into a debate, I have over 100 hours of reading political material, and you have a couple seconds about an hour worth of TikTok videos that you memorized, and when you get in debate and you get mad that you look dumb. But Charlie Kirk's the one that, oh my God, he has such an advantage. When everyone will admit that having a college degree is seen as a form of privilege. So you're debating a guy with a high school diploma, you're going to college, and you can't debate him? Doesn't that not prove Charlie Kirk's argument about college being a scam? It seems to prove it to me. I digress.
Well, Hitler said make
That was
America
a
great
slogan.
again?
No, he said make Germany great again.
Okay, so Hitler also had a dog. So does everyone have a dog? He got that. Hitler was a vegetarian. So are all vegetarians Nazis? It's a logical fallacy, right?
I got you. I see what you're saying.
Just to say that just because Hitler did it, therefore, no one can do those things. Hitler loved classical music, for example. But so what is Make America Great Again? Why are so many of your
So all you art majors, you guys are Nazis. Because Hitler was an arts major. He was artsy. He grew up in liberalism. He loved liberal arts. Atheist, you're a Nazi. Because Hitler was an atheist too. He didn't believe in God, just like you don't believe in God. Therefore, you're a Nazi. Like, how idiotic. Oh my God, I'm being pissed off today. I'm losing my voice getting so mad. But this is ridiculous. You see how naive our college students are? And that's because we coddle them. This is my argument, right? I think where we went wrong, we emphasize too much on self-esteem and not self-control. Self-control would make you self-reflective, self-critical. Hey, do I really know this is true? How do I know this is true? Someone who's brought up to prioritize self-control over self-esteem will more likely to be able to call out their own bias, be able to do research, check themselves before they wreck themselves. That's about self-control. But self-esteem, you're perfect the way you are. You have to believe in your truth, not the truth. But what happens when someone else's truth conflicts with your truth? I believe I'm a woman. You're a man. But it's my truth. I'm a woman. It's my truth. No, it's my truth that you are a man. How you dictates who wins there? When you ask these, like, this is my problem with the leftists. The leftists, they live in arbitrary moral relativism. Morality based on how relative it is to your position. And this is a form of dictatorship. This is a passive-aggressive way of being an authoritarian. You micromanaging everybody. Everybody got to walk on eggshells around you, or else you want laws where if someone mispronounced your pronouns, you're supposed to go to jail over it. Make it make sense. Liberalism just brought chaos. It brought despotism. That's a new word I learned in one of the books I'm reading. Despotism. I already messed up. Despotism. Yeah, you guys know where I'm going with this. My English not too good, not too good. And when he brings facts that you can't really, it just shows how shallow many college students thinking are. And I think it's due to the fact that nowadays we lack curiosity. I think the reason why I'm so well spoken, I think the reason why I know so much is because I'm naturally curious. I was a naturally curious kid. I was a kid that was asking why for everything. My mom hated me, but it made me a really smart kid because I questioned everything. Why does the sky do that, mommy? Why does the stars exist, mommy? Why does the earth exist, mommy? That's the kind of kid I am. And then my son now, I'm getting karma. My son does the same thing to me. And I answer it as earnestly as I can. Usually, even if I'm not in the mood to answer it, I try to answer my son's question because I want to preserve my son's curiosity. This is one of the main reasons why I homeschool my kid. Because in public school, they do a really good job at destroying kids' curiosity. And I did not want that for my kid. This is why I homeschool my kid. But instead of rectifying the problem, except hearing my feedback and doing something about it, public school want to stay in their dogmatic ways. Okay, fail then. But I'm not going to I'm not going to subjugate my kid to subpar education. But I digress.
Fellow friends wearing this. Here's why. And it's a good question because you're coming out of this in good faith. It's because the people wearing these MAGA hats in this audience that are sitting through this, they know that they're about to enter into a country when they graduate that is far worse off than what their parents had. And that is deeply unjust.
And how do you know that?
From every possible metric, from home ownership to income levels, to crime, to depression, to suicide, anxiety, alcohol addiction, drug addiction, every objective measurement that this generation is facing is worse off than their parents. This generation is more likely to kill themselves, more likely to get addicted to hard drugs, more likely to check out of society. Every possible metric that you look at, from misery index, from earning money, from disposable income, from money in the bank.
Let me ask you this. Then, did you truly think, deep in the bottom of your heart, that Trump handled the COVID situation very well?
I think honestly there were too many restrictions. My issue with Trump is that we never should have locked down the country.
Agreed.
We never should have made the vaccine.
So, he's putting everything on Trump, but he forgets that Democrats were left to their own devices. The same way Trump was about abortion. Leave it up to the states. Leave it up to the governors. And the blue state governors decided to lock down. Red state governors decided to open or be more open than the blue states. And it showed that the blue states had worse outcomes. Educationally, even the death count. They had worse death counts than the red states. But they think somehow if Hillary Clinton was managing COVID, she would do a better job. And this is my problem. We have to, if we want to fix this country in the long term, we have to do something about our education system. We have to do something about how knowledge is disseminated and given to the American people. Because I think all these, you got Hillary Clinton talking about she wants censorship, content moderation. It's all a ploy of building consensus. And really what it means by building consensus is they're trying to build a centralized control or some type of arbiter of truth. Oh, according to this source, and everyone has to reference that source. And if that source does not have that reference for what you're talking about, then it's misinformation. This is the reality. This is what the leftists try to play. Because once you get an alternative fact, they hate the fact that information and information sources are decentralized. This is why they hate social media. This is why they love content moderation, aka censorship, aka you better look at the world through the party lens or else. And this is the problem many non-Democrats have with the Democratic Party and Democrats in general. If you have opposing political ideology from a Democrat, you're more likely to get blocked by them than a conservative would block you. Make it make sense. 58% of Democrats trust the legacy media. Majority of Americans don't trust the mainstream media. What does that tell you? Democrats live in an echo chamber. College being one of the biggest echo chambers in our country. 12-to-1 ratio. For every one conservative teacher, there's 12 liberal professors. And you wonder why many college students are left-wing, why college-educated people are left-wing. Is it because of their own rationality that they arrived to the conclusion that they're liberal? Or whether it's because they were conditioned to be a liberal? I'll make you be the decider of that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys for watching the video to the end. I'd like you to share, like, subscribe if you can. If you like what you enjoyed seeing on this channel, please subscribe. I do more of these videos time to time, and I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.